Welcome to episode 45 of Discovering Nagasaki from Below. My name is Chad. In my ongoing weekly vlogs, you can experience everyday life in this scenic and fascinating part of Japan. This week, only Denise Rollheiser and Daniel Hazen were able to correctly answer both of last week's vlog questions. Thank you for answering my challenging questions. The first question from last week was, how many different types of vegetables did I use in the mabunasu that I prepared? The answer is 5 vegetables. The second question from last week was, what type of insect was displayed in a wooden model in front of a large photo of a grasshopper at Tabira Insect Farm? The answer is tombo, or dragonfly. Rainy season is in its 3rd week here in Japan, and it has brought a lot of welcome precipitation for our garden. The rain is also helping to prolong the blooming season for irises and hydrangea. This week I brought a very large load of garbage to the local recycling center, and in the process of cleaning and organizing the trash, I uncovered several large mukade, or centipedes, like this one. Japanese centipedes are aggressive, strong, and poisonous. In today's vlog, I will show you how to bake delicious oatmeal double chocolate cookies. I will also give you a short tour of Chijiwa Lookout on the northwest coast of Shimabara. Let's get started. To make 28 oatmeal double chocolate cookies, I will use 2 cups of confectionery flour, 2/3 of a cup of cocoa, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2/3 of a cup of melted butter, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of oatmeal, 2 large eggs, 2 large egg yolks, a total of 2 cups of unsweetened chocolate chips, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. First, I'll sift the flour, cocoa, salt, and baking powder into a large bowl using a fine sieve. I need to make sure that this part of the batter is lump-free. I should mention that these cookies aren't very popular in Japan. When it comes to the taste of most food, Japanese people generally don't like food that is too sweet, too sour, or too spicy. They prefer subtle flavors, or bimyo aji, in their food. That's why when it comes to most bakeries in Japan, fudge, brownies, and chocolate cookies are not on the menu. Exceptions to this Japanese bimyo rule are spicy things like wasabi and togarashi, sour things like umeboshi, and sweet things like anko and yokan. The sifting is going along quickly now. I'll use a spoon to break up most of the remaining small lumps of flour in this sieve. Now I'll use a whisk to mix these sifted ingredients together in this bowl. I need to make sure that the salt and baking soda is uniformly mixed with the flour and cocoa. That should be good enough for now. Next, I'll use a spatula in another bowl to mix up the brown sugar, the granulated sugar, the butter, and the oatmeal. I'll start with the spatula and then use a whisk to complete the mixing. After quickly whisking the ingredients, I'll add the eggs, the egg yolks, 1½ cups of the chocolate chips, and the vanilla extract to the batter. Put this whisk aside for the time being and use the spatula to mix these ingredients. If you can avoid it, don't drop the handle of the spatula in the batter as I just did. I need to make sure that all of the sugar in this batter is dissolved before I proceed to the next step. The last step in making the cookie batter is to add the remaining dry ingredients that I prepared earlier. I'll use a spatula to transfer and mix the cookie batter. It takes a bit of time and elbow grease to make sure that all of the dry ingredients are dissolved in the dough. After a couple of minutes of mixing, I'm left with a thick, dark brown cookie batter in the bowl. Now I'll use an ice cream scoop to measure out small portions, about 50 grams of batter, onto a sheet of silicone. I would normally weigh out each portion, but for the purposes of this demo, I will roll up one batter portion into a ball and then put 6 chocolate chips on top. I'm now using the remaining half a cup of chocolate chips for this important topping. These 28 cookies are now ready to put into the oven for 9 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Now I'll slide this tray in the oven and start the oven timer. I'll turn off the oven timer before it goes off and show you what these freshly baked oatmeal double chocolate cookies look like. Tempting, aren't they? After 30 minutes of cooling, these cookies are still soft. Ideally, they should be cooled in the fridge prior to serving. They will still be soft and delicious, but not necessarily gooey like these ones. I'm now at a tourist rest stop in Shimabara called Chijiwa Lookout. This rest stop has a large parking lot, a small market, and an excellent view of the northwestern shoreline of Shimabara Peninsula. Right now there are a lot of Harley-Davidson motorcycles parked here. The weather is terrific today, and from the railing up ahead you get a south-facing view of where Tachibana Bay meets the Pacific Ocean. The 2-kilometer-long white sand beach below on the left is Chijiwa Beach, and next to the beach is the small town of Chijiwa. Beyond Chijiwa is the mountain range of Unzen National Park. This lookout point is about a 10-minute drive north of the town of Obama, which I showed you in episode 34. The town of Chijiwa has a population of more than 6,000 people. Omura has about 15 times the population of Chijiwa. There are a couple of binoculars available for the tourists who will visit here. Over here on the left you can see some of the rice fields near this lookout point. This is a poster with an image of Nagasaki's most famous samurai, Ryoma Sakamoto. This poster shows a map of his 1864 journey from Shimabara to Nagasaki City. This brown sign shows many of the tourist venues in Shimabara Peninsula, such as Obama and Jikoku Park. As you can see here, there's quite a drop on the other side of this railing. Now I'll give you a quick tour of the market at Chijiwa Lookout. On my left there is a line of people waiting to buy Chijiwa's popular red potato treat, jagachan. This market has an eclectic range of products for tourists traveling through Shimabara. On this trip I brought my wife Yasuko along with me. Here she is inside the market shopping for seafood. On my left you can see a selection of kelp, kombu, and wakame. And on my right is a selection of tsukimono, pickles. In front of this selection of sonogi tea is a self-serve table that has been set aside for preparing hot tea. On these walls ahead are posters, photos, and autographs from several famous visitors. There's actually a small ramen shop behind this wall. On my right is some refrigerated yuzugosho, fish roe, and sardines. And here are some iriko, or dried fish, on sale. Iriko is great for many Japanese dishes, especially soups. On these low shelves, there is a variety of pickles, teas, candy, and garlic products. These Katori Senko mosquito coils are very popular in Japan, and many farmers wear them on their belts while they work in the fields. On my left is a variety of senbei, or rice crackers, on display. And over here are some grapes, konnyaku, and seeds on sale. Above are some packages of dried fruit and ginger-flavored senbei. These wasabi, or fish-flavored chips. Senbei and loquat products are delicious and very popular omiyage products. In this section on my left are many souvenirs like keychains, smartphone accessories, knickknacks, and games. On this wall are many toys for children, and across the aisle, good luck charms and accessories for the genkan and butsudan. Here in the back of the market, you can see a rather small ice cream shop. And in this glass cabinet on my left is a very large wasp nest on display. I better get back to the cashier in this market. My wife apparently has something important to say to me. And now for this week's challenging questions. First, how many different ingredients did I use in my oatmeal double chocolate cookies? Second, what is the name of Nagasaki's most famous samurai? Be the first to correctly answer both of these questions in the comments section below. I will announce the first 3 people who do so at the beginning of episode 46. You can find a complete list of the contents of my vlog episodes on the Facebook link listed below. And you can watch all of my vlog episodes on my online YouTube playlist. Today's B-roll involved baking, so in episode 46, my B-roll involved farming. Stay tuned for more interesting vlogs from and about Nagasaki. See you next week.